Alright then guys, welcome back to Every Kick. First of all, I want to apologise for not uploading yesterday, which obviously was Sunday. I did plan on doing a live stream, however, my laptop was misplaced. Let's just leave it at that. It was misplaced. I've got it back now though, luckily enough. But yeah, welcome back to Every Kick. I'm going to start off by talking about my team, Arsenal. Ignoring the defeat to Newcastle, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say much about that other than it's not acceptable. I pretty much aren't really that surprised by our league performances anymore. All I can do is just sort of hope that we can actually win the Europa League, and it is a huge ask. It's a very big ask after discovering our next opponents. So Arsenal actually drew Atletico Madrid, with Marseille still left in the competition as well. I think they, in all honesty, are going to end up making that final. It's obviously, in my opinion, it is the toughest draw that we could have had. However, I feel like if we'd have drawn either of the other two teams and beat them, I still think we would have faced Atletico at some point. So it's like with the FA Cup and the Capital One Cup, and everybody's like, "Oh, I don't want your Man City or Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool." Everybody tries to avoid them and get teams from lower leagues first. But at the end of the day, when it comes to it, the chances are you've got to sort of beat them to win it anyway, And at the end of the day, all we can hope for is that we have a lot more to fight for in the Europa League now. With how we are in the league, it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable at all. I look at us in the past and I think, well, we've been in the Champions League and we've still managed to finish top four. So what the hell is our excuse now? Do you know what I mean? Like, we've been in the Champions League and finished top four for a long time, consecutively. And I'm not bragging about that. I'm using that to say, why can't we do it now when we're playing flipping Europa League, which is a step down? It's like from playing in the Prem to playing in the Championship. Do you know what I mean? It isn't acceptable, guys. It's not good enough. I don't want to sort of bash my own team a little, too much here, based off of obviously our last result, against Newcastle. I don't want to do that. I just hope that, we can sort of get something from the Europa League, because I really am I'm reaching a point with Arsenal where I don't want to watch games anymore, because I don't want to ruin my mood. I don't want to ruin my weekend, and I used to love watching Arsenal play, obviously, and I'm not saying that I'm going to stop supporting the club, but it's getting to the point where I don't feel that excitement anymore about the club. But anyway, let's move on to let's lift the mood and move on to another headline. So moving on to Germany. In fact, Bayern Munich actually appointed Niko Kovac as the new head coach on a 3-year deal, which I think takes place after this season. I think it was like July, I'm pretty sure. So very interesting. I think Bayern, really, they used to be like a proper force to be reckoned with in Europe, and then sort of now they haven't really lived up to that level for a while. But I do think that they'll build it back again. They have some fantastic players, some good young players coming through, like Kimmich as well, obviously, committed to them earlier on this year. So yeah, it's hopefully starting to look a bit positive for Bayern. I do have a bit of respect for Bayern as a football club. Now, Gigi Buffon, I mean, I think every neutral watching that game, obviously Juve versus Real Madrid, every person that watched that, if you were a neutral watching that game and you didn't feel even a little bit sorry for Buffon, I think you're absolutely heartless. But guys, he's had a very tough week. So in what was his last sort of his last Champions League run with Juventus, Buffon got sent off quite harshly, it is safe to say at the least, by referee Michael Oliver, who this isn't the first time he's come under fire from a decision. Basically, Buffon went to, well, actually has hit out at Michael Oliver after, you know, some real poor decisions by that referee. Thousands of neutrals on Twitter that I, you know, when I was watching the game as well, were complaining about it, complaining about Oliver, saying, you know, he basically conned Juventus. I'm sorry if you're a Real Madrid fan watching this. I do apologise. I don't mean to be biased here, but I'm looking at it from a Buffon perspective. You know, an absolute legend of the game, who he really did deserve to go out on a, you know, with a bang. But you know, I think to send him off was really harsh, and I do feel for him that way. However, this was one of the quotes that he made, and I am going to say from like a Real Madrid perspective, and on Michael Oliver's behalf as well, not on his behalf, but, you know, on his sort of side in this statement, I am going to say that to talk about another professional, like he is a qualified referee at the end of the day, and I think to talk about a referee in this manner, it doesn't. I don't really want Buffon to be remembered from this quote. You know, he's very, very passionate, obviously, about Juve. He's been there for a long time, and he's a legend there. He's a legend at Juve. He's an Italian legend as well for his national team. And you know, it feels like he's been around for years, and he has been at the top of his game for years as well. He's still a good goalkeeper. But yeah, he was quoted saying, "A human being cannot destroy dreams like that at the end of an extraordinary comeback on a dubious situation. Clearly, you cannot have a heart in your chest but a garbage bin." You know, I do get where Buffon's coming from, and he's at the end of the day very, very passionate, very, very hurt from obviously exiting the Champions League like he did. But it does sort of lack a little bit of class, and I think even in times like that, you have got to keep your class, got to keep your professionalism as well. And he's not done so there. I don't know how badly what he said has been interpreted, you know, because it does happen a lot in football. It happens a lot anyway, all over media. But, you know, I do think there he could have voiced his opinion in a less sort of incriminating manner, I am going to say. Close friends of Marcus Rashford, as well as some of his own family members, have actually been speaking quite a lot recently about the young striker's frustration with his lack of game time at Manchester United. There's no word of a lie that this guy is an absolute talent. What a player he is. Would personally love to have him at my club. And I can't really think of many teams that wouldn't have him. But yeah, he's looking to leave in the summer. And from what I have heard, I'm not sure how true this is. When I was doing a little bit of reading up on this, it said that Jose Mourinho is very aware of the situation. He's very aware that Rashford wants more game time or wants to go, basically. And he has said that he will be looking at some offers for him that come in over the summer. So, Man United fans, you could be saying goodbye to Marcus Rashford this summer. Bit of a question for you guys. These here are the nominees for the PFA Young Player of the Year. You can see Harry Kane, Edison, Rashford as well. We just mentioned him previously. Leroy Sané from Man City. That there is Ryan Sessegnon from Fulham, and then Raheem Sterling from Man City again on the right there. Who would you guys like to see win this? Let me know in the comment section down below who you think deserves this. I'm personally going with Sessegnon from Fulham, mainly because if you look back at the season that he's had, he does really seem to be one of the most hot young prospects in England right now. Paris Saint-Germain were crowned champions of the French Ligue 1 after beating Monaco 7-1. What a way to claim your title. A 7-1 victory over there. Obviously, title rivals in Monaco. Absolutely insane. Full credit to PSG and congratulations to everybody. And Dutch giants PSV Eindhoven secured their 24th Eredivisie title after beating Ajax 2-0 over the weekend. Great result for them, obviously, over again some bitter rivals and Ajax. It's safe to say I do think the Dutch league and Dutch football is on the rise again. I remember back when, like 2006-ish time, the PSV Eindhoven used to always trouble Arsenal. We used to draw them. I think we drew them like 2 or 3 times maybe in the Champions League. We always used to struggle against them. Great team back in the day, and it hopefully, look to be on the rise again. It is nice to see other leagues start to, progress as well, because I think the Premier League and the Spanish League do tend to dominate. But it's good to see, other leagues, become more competitive and be on the rise again. The Premier League announced that Sean Dyche was won Manager of the Month for last month's March. Congratulations to him. He got 3 wins out of 3 games. Seemed to have turned things around at Burnley. I have a lot of respect for Sean Dyche, and I have a lot of respect for Burnley as well. I think everything that the club sort of stands for is insane. Like, when I look at Dyche, you have a lot of managers that are so easily sort of dictated, and they'll just buy like the best players that are available to them, financially, and we'll just sort of hope for the best. But with Dyche, like, he goes for a certain sort of mindset of a player, and he makes sure that all of his players are fully committed to that football club. He doesn't want anyone in that's going to use the club as a stepping stone. He gets players in that want it there and then, that want to take Burnley to the next level each season. And fair play to him, absolutely fair play to him. What a good job he is doing. This Sunday, obviously being the 15th of April, marks the 29-year anniversary of the disaster, obviously, in Merseyside. Very, very sad day, obviously, for everybody involved with Liverpool and also Everton as well. A lot of just the whole. I think it's sort of good to see the whole sort of football community sort of come together about such a disaster. And in no way would I ever tolerate anything else. Even being an Arsenal fan, it's not acceptable, and it's very childish, I think, to treat this matter any differently than with the utmost sort of thoughts and respect to everybody involved at the time. It's been you have to sort of think about all of the people that were sort of involved in it, related to people that obviously lost their lives, that come back traumatized from what must have been an horrific day. And you have to think about how much unrest and sort of upset they've had for years of not knowing the full truth, the full was it the police statements I think they were looking for, about the actual cause, about what actually happened, why all of those people had to go. And I guess now we can sort of finally celebrate the fact that we do know, and that everybody is now able to move on, and those people are just put at rest, put at ease, and the truth is out at the end of the day. And everybody knows now what happened, not in full, but we actually managed to get somewhere with it. There has been responsibility that has been taken, and it's not going to bring those people back, no, and it's not going to obviously heal all of those wounds as well. But what it will do, and what it has done, has obviously enabled those people to sort of find out and have a peace of mind and sort of move on with the lives as well. But yeah, gone but never forgotten, I always say, is a nice little quote in these sort of times, on these days. Moving from Liverpool to Manchester, very interesting weekend in that regard there. So West Brom managed to beat Man United 1-0 yesterday, which actually crowned Man City the champions. So Jay Rodriguez there, as you can see, shooting Lukaku. It is Lukaku. Lukaku's arrow. Shooting his rope even from stealing the title from Man City. And it was a nice little goal from Rodriguez. He's proving to, be a decent little signing for West Brom. Hopefully, they can keep him and he can help them out. But yeah, good little player, and well done West Brom on the little victory there. Whatever it means for them. But obviously, huge congratulations in order to Pep Guardiola, and Manchester City, the players, for just absolutely walking away with it this season. We need to make sure, guys, next season that, it's a lot tougher. I feel like it's sort of dragged the season out a little bit, and it does make it not too boring, but, a little bit boring, and it's nice when it's all neck and neck till the end, I think. And to finish us off today, guys, welcome to the Premier League. Wolves welcome Wolverhampton to the Premier League. Congratulations on actually confirming their promotion on the weekend, and they could still yet win the championship title. It does look likely. I am saying that they will win it, but obviously anything could happen. It's not confirmed that they've won it yet, but congratulations regardless, and it's going to be awesome seeing them back in the Premier League after so long. And that does, of course, bring me to the end of this week's episode of Every Kit, guys. So if you haven't already if you are new here, basically, and you haven't already mustered it, what I do is go over all the headlines from the previous week, and usually upload this either on a Monday or Tuesday the following week, and get you guys involved sometimes with polls on Twitter, and any opinions that you might have I do throw in to these episodes as well. So make sure you tweet me over on Twitter, and if you want to get involved, please do get involved that way. All of my social media links are found in the description down below. You can also share things with me on Snapchat or Instagram if you are not on Twitter. With all of that being said, though, thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you all did enjoy it even, and enjoy any further ones coming on in the future. If you could leave a like rating for me, that would be massively appreciated, and also subscribe if you're not already subscribed, guys. We're pushing on for 2,000 subscribers, and I have actually recently just hit 1.7k over the weekend, so thank you all very much for that. It means a great deal to me, and I just hope that I can continue to grow as graciously as I have been doing. So yeah, thank you all for that. Any comments, feedback, suggestions in the comment section for me, and I will see you all next Monday for another episode.